Have you ever heard a knock coming from a wall? Not from a door. Not from a window. But from a solid wall where no door should exist. Ethan Cole thought it was his imagination. Until one night. A mysterious black door appeared inside his apartment. Every night at midnight, it returned. And carved into its surface were 3 terrifying words. Do not enter. But Ethan made one fatal mistake. He opened the door. And what he found on the other side was beyond human understanding. This is the door that appears every night. Ethan Cole had lived alone for almost 3 years. His apartment was small but comfortable. It sat on the 7th floor of an old building on the edge of the city. Nothing unusual ever happened there. At least, not until the door appeared. The first time Ethan saw it was just after midnight. He had been working on his laptop when he heard a strange sound. A knock. 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 Ethan looked toward his apartment door. Nothing. The hallway outside was silent. He checked the peephole. No one was there. Thinking it was just a prank, he returned to his desk. Then he heard it again. Knock. 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 This time it came from inside the apartment. Ethan froze. His heart began racing. The sound had come from the wall opposite his bedroom. Slowly he walked toward it. The wall looked normal. Old paint. Small cracks. Nothing unusual. Then suddenly, a wooden door appeared. Right in the middle of the wall. Ethan stumbled backward. A second ago there had been no door. Now it stood there as though it had always existed. Old black wood. Rusty handle. No lock. No number. No explanation. Ethan stared in disbelief. What the hell? The door remained motionless. Silent. Waiting. After several minutes he gathered enough courage to touch it. The wood felt ice cold. He slowly turned the handle. The door wouldn't open. No matter how hard he pulled. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished. The wall returned. Completely normal. No sign a door had ever existed. Ethan barely slept that night. The next morning he convinced himself it had been a dream. Stress. Exhaustion. Nothing more. But the following night, at exactly 12 a.m., the knocking returned. Knock. 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 Ethan looked at the wall. The door appeared again. Exactly where it had been before. His blood ran cold. This time he recorded it with his phone. The video clearly showed the door. It was real. Very real. Ethan approached carefully. Something was different tonight. A message had appeared on the wood. Scratched into the surface. 3 words. Do not enter. He stared at the warning. Every instinct told him to walk away. Instead, he touched the handle. The door slowly creaked open. Darkness waited beyond. Not a room. Not a hallway. Just darkness. Endless black darkness. A freezing wind drifted out. And somewhere inside, something whispered his name. Ethan. He slammed the door shut instantly. The apartment lights flickered. Then the door disappeared once again. The next morning Ethan uploaded the video online. Nobody believed him. Most people called it fake. Except one person. A message arrived from an unknown account. It contained only one sentence. If the door appears again, never step through it. No name. No explanation. The account disappeared minutes later. That night Ethan waited. 11:58 p.m. 11:59 p.m. Then. Knock. 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 The door appeared. This time it was already open. Darkness spilled across the floor. The whisper returned. Louder now. Ethan. Before he could react, a hand emerged from the darkness. A pale human hand. Reaching outward. Searching. Ethan backed away. The hand vanished. Then another appeared. And another. Dozens of hands. Stretching from the darkness. Trying to escape. Trying to pull something through. Then all the hands disappeared. A figure stepped out. A man. Tall. Thin. Wearing a black suit. His face hidden beneath shadows. He stood silently in Ethan's apartment. Neither moving nor speaking. The temperature dropped instantly. Ethan's breath became visible. The stranger slowly raised his head. And smiled. His mouth stretched far wider than humanly possible. Then he spoke. You opened it. The lights exploded. Darkness consumed the room. When the lights returned, the stranger was gone. But he had left something behind. A key. Old. Black. Made of metal Ethan had never seen before. Attached to it was a tag. Room 13. Ethan stared at the key. He didn't own a room 13. His apartment building didn't even have a 13th floor. Or so he thought. The next day he searched the building records. What he found terrified him. Decades earlier, the building had once contained a 13th floor. But after a series of mysterious disappearances, the floor had been sealed permanently. Every blueprint mentioning it had been removed. Every record erased. Almost. One newspaper article remained. The headline read, 15 people vanish from room 13. Ethan's hands trembled. The article ended with a warning. Never open the door. That night the knocking began earlier. 11:45 p.m. The door appeared. Already open. The darkness beyond seemed alive. Moving. Breathing. Watching. The key in Ethan's pocket suddenly grew warm. A voice echoed from beyond the doorway. Bring the key. Against every instinct, Ethan stepped forward. The darkness swallowed him. For a moment he felt weightless. Then he emerged somewhere else. A hallway stretched endlessly before him. Hundreds of identical doors lined both sides. Every door marked with a number. And continuing forever. At the far end stood door 13. Waiting. Ethan approached slowly. The black key vibrated in his hand. As he reached door 13, he heard screams. Thousands of them. Coming from behind the door. The key fit perfectly. The lock clicked. The door opened. Inside sat a massive room, far larger than the building itself. Impossible. Rows of chairs filled the darkness. Thousands. And every chair was occupied. People sat motionless. Silent. Watching him. Some looked decades old. Some appeared freshly missing. Among them Ethan recognized faces from old missing person reports. Every one of them turned toward him simultaneously. And whispered. Close it. The room shook violently. Something moved in the darkness behind them. Something enormous. Ancient. Hungry. Two glowing eyes opened. The creature smiled. The whispers became screams. Run. The monster surged forward. Ethan slammed door 13 shut. The hallway exploded around him. Doors burst open. Dark figures poured out. The building trembled. The darkness chased him. Closer. 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 Ethan ran toward the only exit. The mysterious door. The one from his apartment. He jumped through. The door slammed shut behind him. Silence. He was home. Safe. Or so he thought. The wall was normal again. No door. No darkness. Nothing. Months passed. Life returned to normal. Until one rainy night. Exactly at midnight. 3 slow knocks echoed from the wall. Knock. 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 Ethan closed his eyes. Because he already knew. The door had returned. And this time, something on the other side knew his name. The end.